Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope you are doing well. So in this Salesforce Flow series, today we are going to learn about how we can use the assign task outside the loop element in Salesforce Flow. So when we want to assign multiple tasks using the Salesforce Flow, we need to use the loop element. And if we use this element inside the loop element, sometimes it exceeds the governor limit. Now, to avoid this, we can use the assign task element outside loop so that the flow will run smoothly. So in this video, I will be explain how we can use the assign task element outside the loop element. For that, first we will use the assignment element, and then using the create record element, we will create the task records for the users. So first we will understand the scenario, and using that scenario I will be explain in detail how we can create the flow to assign tasks to the users in Salesforce. For that, watch the video till end and don't miss any step. And if you are new to our channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon, so whenever we post any new video, you will get an update. Now, before moving ahead, here is very big announcement for the Salesforce geekers. We recently launched a Salesforce admin training course. In that, we explain every concept in a simple and easy to understand way, so you can learn step by step with the confidence. So this course is for beginner to the advanced level. In that we have covered 10 modules. You will get lifetime access. So here you can see, here we have covered 10 modules: introduction to Salesforce, Salesforce navigation and setup. After that, Salesforce user management. Then we also have covered Salesforce apps, object and tabs. After that, the Salesforce fields and formulas, UI customization in Salesforce. After that, Salesforce reports and dashboards, Salesforce data management and Salesforce flows. So in this course, we have covered everything from beginner to the advanced level. So if you are serious about launching your Salesforce career, check out the course now. We have provided the link in the description box. You can go through it. Now let's coming to our topic. First we will understand the scenario, and then I will be explain how we can use the assign task element outside of the loop element in Salesforce Flow to assign the multiple tasks to the Salesforce users. Whenever we update the account priority and set to high, after that automatically tasks should be get assigned to related opportunity owners to review the opportunity. Now let's understand the scenario on the Salesforce org. Here I am navigating to the Salesforce org. So let me open the opportunity object. For that, in the app launcher, search for opportunity. Let me navigate to the account object, because whenever we change or update the account priority and set to high, after that the related opportunity records owner, the task should be get assigned. So here I am opening the Edge Communications account. Here you can see, here we have 6 opportunities, and now click on details. So at this time, here you can see the account priority is low. Now whenever I change this account priority and set to high, and after that when I save the record, the task should be get assigned to the related opportunities. Here we have related opportunities owner. Now let me open any opportunity. So here I am opening this Edge installation. Click on details. And now here you can see this opportunity owner is Jimmy Anderson. Let me open different opportunity. I want the opportunity which owner is different. So here I am opening this opportunity. Click on details. And here you can see this opportunity owner is Alex Kirk. Now whenever I update the account, the task should be get assigned to this opportunity records owner. So let's create the flow. For that, click on gear icon. Then click on setup. In the quick find box, search for the flows. Under the process automation, here we have flows, open it. To create the new flow, here we have new flow button, click on it. Select start from scratch and then click on next. Now we are going to create record trigger flow. For that, select it and then click on create. Now very first we need to select triggering object, on which object we are performing operation. So here we are going to update account record. That means the event will be happen on the account object. So here in the object, here I am selecting account. Then in the configure trigger, here I am going to select a record is updated. So here why we cannot select a record is created or updated. So you might be thinking, when we create the record, and while creating the record we can set the account priority is high, and at that time also we can assign task to the opportunity owner. But logically, whenever we create the new account, there will be no any opportunity which is related to that particular account. So for that, here I have selected a record is updated. Now scroll down, set entry condition. So here I am selecting all conditions are met. In the field, here I am going to select account priority equals high. And then to optimize the flow, here you can see when to run the flow for update records. Here we have two options. Every time a record is updated and meet the condition requirements, that means whenever the user update the account priority field, every time the flow will get triggered. But here we have different option, which is only when a record is updated to meet the condition requirement. So here I am going to select this option. So using this option, whenever user update the account priority from any other priority value to the high, then only this flow will trigger. Then optimize the flow for, here we need to select actions and related records, because we are going to assign task to the related opportunity owners. Now simply close this. Now first we need to fetch the opportunity records which are related to particular account. And to fetch the record, we need to add get records element. So here I am adding get record element. In the search box, search for the get records. Click on it. Enter the label. Here I am entering fetch opportunities. As you click on API name, it will be automatically populate. Then in the get record of this object, here we need to provide opportunity object. So in the object, here I am searching opportunity. Select this one. Then scroll down. Then we need to filter opportunity records. Now here we want to filter only those records which are related to account. So for that, here you can see in the field, as you click on it, here you will see all the fields from the opportunity object. And here we also have account ID. This account ID is a lookup field on opportunity object which relate the record of account object. So here I am selecting account ID equals, and then in the value we need to select record variable, which is global variable. Here you can see. So as you click on it, now here we need to select the account ID. So here I am searching ID. Scroll down, and here you can see here we have account ID. Click on it. Now here we will get only related opportunity records which are related to the parent account record. Then scroll down. How many records to store? Here we need to select all records, because we want to assign task to the all related opportunities, and then simply close this. Now here we need to add loop element. Why loop element? Because whatever the opportunities we are getting, for all those opportunity record owners, we want to assign a task. So the loop element helps the iterate over all the records that we fetch in the get records. So here I am adding loop element. In the search box, search for the loop. Click on it. In the label, here I am entering loop through opportunities. Now in the set collection variable, we need to select the collection of records that we fetch in the get record element. So here I am selecting get records element which we created. And then you can specify direction for iterating over collection. So here we want to assign task to the all related opportunity record owners. So whatever the direction, it will not affect our flow. So you can select first to last item or last to first item, and then simply close this. Now there are two ways to assign task to the related opportunity owners. First, what we can do, under the loop element, here I am adding the action element. So here I am searching action. Click on it, and then in the search action we need to search for the task. And now here you can see, here we have two options, create new task and then new task. So here we need to select new task action. So here I am selecting second one, provide the label. So here I am entering assign task. I will explain which option we have to select to assign the task. Now here, as you click on API name, it will be automatically populate. Then scroll down. Here you can provide the description, it's optional. Now here we need to set input values for the selected action. And now here we have assigned to ID. As you click on it, Here we need to select to whom you want to assign the task. So here we want to assign task to the opportunity records owner. And where we have opportunity? Now currently the opportunity we have in the loop element, which iterate over collection that we fetch in the get records, and in the get records we fetch the related opportunities. Now as you click on this loop, and now here we need to select owner ID. So as you scroll down, here you can see here we have owner ID. And then other values we can select for this action. So for example, we can set the due date. After that we can set the name ID, related ID, or related to ID, subject. So why I'm not selecting over here? Because when we use any update record, create record, or any action under the loop, and if it have too many records, and in the record collection we have number of records, then it can be hit governor limits. Because the Salesforce is multi-tenant architecture, and in that we have some limitations which provided by governor limit. Now for example, whatever the account we are updating, for that account there are 500 related opportunities. Now whenever we use this action element under the loop, that means this loop will be iterate over 500 times. And the governor limit for the DML operations we only have the 150 times. That means whenever the task will be get assigned to the 150 opportunities, the flow will get end. And other related opportunities owner, the task should be get not assigned. Now for that, whatever the DML operations we are performing in the flow, like create record, update record, delete record, or the actions like email actions and task, we should avoid to use these element under the loop. So let me delete this. Here I am deleting the action element. Now the second way is we need to create variable which will store the record of task. Now let's create the variable. For that, click on this toggle toolbox. Then under the manager, here you can see here we have new resource, click on it. In the resource type, we need to select variable. Here I am entering the variable name which is task collection. Now in this task collection, we are going to store task records. For that, in the data type, we need to select records. And now in the object, obviously we need to select task object. So here I am searching task. So here we have task option, click on it. And here we need to store multiple tasks. So here I am selecting allow multiple values and then click on done. Again we need to create one more variable. So here I am clicking on new resource. Resource type will be variable. In the API name, here I am entering task record. In the data type, here we need to select record, and then in the object, again task object. And at this time here I am not selecting allow to multiple values because this record we created to store the task values. Then click on done. Now we need to assign values to the record variable that we created for the task. For that we have assignment element. So here under the loop, here I am adding the assignment element. Search for assignment. Click on it. And in the label here I am providing assign task values. API name will be automatically populate. Now here we need to set variable values. As you click on variable, here we need to select the variable that we created, which is the record variable, task record, click on it. And now here you will see all the fields from the task object. So let me scroll down. So here we need to select assign to ID. So here I am selecting this one, and then in the value we need to select to whom we want to assign this task. So here I am selecting current loop element and then owner ID, because in the current loop element we have opportunity records, and here we need to provide opportunity owner ID. So scroll down. Here we have owner ID, select it. Now in the value we will get the related opportunity owner ID, and this owner ID we are assigning to assign to ID, which is from the task object field. Then again add assignment. Again click on variable, scroll down, select the record variable which is task record. Again scroll down, and here we need to select related to ID. And in this related to ID, Here we can relate this task to the opportunity record. So here I am going to select current loop and the name. Which name? This is the opportunity name. Again, add assignment, select the variable, task record. Here we can provide account ID also. For that, click on account ID equals, again from the loop element, and then account ID. Again add assignment, scroll down, variable, task record, scroll down, and here I am selecting due date only, equals. Now in the value here I am going to create new resource. Why new resource? Because in the due date I want to provide the date next 10 days after the account will get update. So here I am creating new resource. In the resource type, here I am selecting formula. In the API name, here I am entering due date. In the data type will be date. And now in the formula editor, here I am entering the last date when the account get modified. As you click on insert resource, scroll down. Here you can see, here we have global record variable which is account. Click on it and then search for the last modified date. Here we have last modified date, click it, and then next 10 days after the account get update. For that, here we need to add 10 days in this date. Check the syntax, valid, then click on done. Now we also applied the due date. Again click on add assignment. Here I want to add subject. For that, scroll down, task record, again scroll down, and here I am selecting subject. So here I am providing hard coded subject. Check the opportunities. And then simply close this. Now using this assignment element, we assign the values for the task record. Now we need to add this task to the task collection. So here I am adding again assignment element. In the label, here I am entering add to collection. API name will be automatically populate. And then in the variable name, here we need to select collection variable. So the collection variable we have task collection. And then in the operator we need to select add. And then in the values we need to select task record. And then simply close this. Now whatever the task we have in the task collection, we need to create and assign those tasks to the opportunity owners. So for that, outside the loop collection, here I am adding create record element. In the search box, search for the create records. In the label, here I am providing create tasks. API name will be automatically populate. And then here, how many records to create? Here we need to create multiple records. And now here we need to provide the record collection that we created. As you click on it, scroll down, and here we have record collection which is task collection. Here I am clicking on this and then simply close. Now let me explain the flow. In the start element, we have added the condition when we update the account record and change the account priority from any other priority to the high, then the flow will trigger. Then we fetch the opportunity records which are related to that particular account. Then we added the loop element which iterates over the collection that we fetch in the get records. After that, we created two variables. The first one is task record to assign the values of task field, and then we created the task collection to store the task record. Then outside the loop element, we created create record element, and in that element we added the collection variable that we created. Now let's save the flow. In the label, here I am entering assign tasks. API name will be automatically populate, and then click on save. So here we got two errors. These both errors from the assign task values, which is the first assignment element. Let's check the errors. So here loop through opportunity owner isn't valid reference for the value when the task record.owner ID variable is set with the equals operator. And then another one is for loop through opportunities dot account. It also not valid for the task record dot account ID. So what went wrong here? Let's check. Loop through opportunity dot owner. Here we didn't provided ID. And same for the account ID. So let's edit the assignment element. So here I am opening the assignment element. Now here task record dot owner ID, this field from the task object, and that field is task record assigned to ID. Now here you can see the owner ID, but as you click on it, here you can see under the relationship fields, here we have two owner IDs. Now instead of selecting first owner ID, here we need to select another one. And same for the task record dot account ID. Here we have task record dot account ID, and here also we need to select, as you click on it, here also we have two fields, and here we need to select second one account ID. Now close this and again click on save. And here you can see now we don't have any errors. And now before activating the flow, always debug the flow, because there we can get the logical errors. So here I am clicking on debug. Now scroll down and here we need to select account. As you click on it, now here I am selecting the edge communications, and as per our condition we need to set account priorities high. So here I am selecting account priority high and then click on run. Now here you can see the flow gets failed, and when we saved the flow at that time we don't have any error, and here you can see as I debug the flow I got the error. So let's see the error as I scroll down. So here we got the error on the related to ID field. Here you can see related to ID, the ID value of incorrect type. Basically the related to ID in Salesforce is a what ID, and there we provided the opportunity name. Instead of that we need to provide the opportunity ID. So again here I am clicking on edit flow, and then in the assignment element here I am opening the element, and here you can see related to ID. So here we provided the opportunity name. So let me remove this, and here we need to provide, from the loop element opportunity ID. Scroll down and here we have opportunity ID. Again save the flow, close this, click on debug. Again in the account, here I am selecting edge communications, account priority set to high, and then click on run. At this time here you can see flow successfully debug, and then as you scroll down in the create record element, as I expand this element, owner ID, what ID, and then all the fields are successfully set to task object. Now we can activate the flow because here we don't have any error. So here I am clicking on activate button. Flow successfully activated. Let's navigate to the account object. In the app launcher, here I am searching for account. Now as per our use case, when we update the account priority field and set to high, then the task should be get assigned to all related opportunity owners. So here I am opening the edge communications. Click on details, and here you can see here I am editing the account priority from low to high, and then click on save. The account priority changed successfully. And now let's navigate to the task object. So here we have task object. Here I am opening this, and here you can see the subject that we provided. Check the opportunity task has been successfully assigned to. Here we have one owner, Alex Kirk. Now for the another opportunities, we also have the different owner. So let me open the different opportunity. So here I am again opening the account, edge communications, and in the related records, here I am opening this edge installation, and here also check the opportunities task has been successfully assigned. Now as I log in with this user, so let me open the details. Click on the user, then user details, and now here I am logging with this user. Click on login, and here you can see the user got notifications. As I click on these notifications, check the opportunity task has been successfully assigned to this owner. I hope whatever I have explained you have understood that. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so whenever we post a new video, you will get an update. Thank you.